In my own opinion, I did feel, to me, it was like a race start. It was a restart because it was behind safety car. And yes, they weren't off the grid. But race start, they really they back off the marshal directors. They back off. They don't make many decisions on things going wrong. Mexico, particularly, when so many cars were going off all over the place and no penalties were given. But Piastri, on a restart, I thought he did a good job. He went down the inside. Kimi Antonelli did not make a very good restart. He did lock up a tyre, and yes, I think I understand that was kind of why they gave him a penalty. But when I looked at it, he didn't actually go wide. He was still in control, I thought, of the car. And I think it felt like Kimi just turned in a little bit too tightly, a little bit too soon. Yes, he had Leclerc on his outside, which made it difficult for him. So it was a tough one. To me, though, it was a race incident, a restart race incident, rather than a 10-second penalty. But it has to go the way it goes, and even Piastri accepted that.
It's a really difficult one. I think the penalty was harsh because when you look at it, you'd have to say Antonelli did look, and you can see him look in his mirrors on the left. He knows Oscar's there. He was watching out for Charles on the right, and he comes in, and Oscar does lock up, and they look at, oh, well, if he's locked up, then he's clearly not in control of the car if you're a steward. However, he does stick to the apex. It's not like he's going straight on at that point. Yeah. He is sticking to the apex. So I understand why Oscar feels harshly done by. When you think back to Texas Turn 1, when Oscar came across, and he was told, you should have known there were cars coming up the inside. Essentially, after the event, people were saying you should have known there were 17 cars behind you trying to come up the inside. Should you then apply that to Kimi Antonelli and say, Kimi, you should know that there might be, you knew Oscar was there. Did you know he was coming up the inside? There are a lot of variables to this. So I think I would agree with you, Ben. I think that looks more like a racing incident. And I think, yes, he's right to feel harshly done by. But if you're a steward, you're going to look at the black and white of it and you're going to say, you were locked up, therefore you weren't completely in control of that car, and therefore we have to give you the penalty according to the letter of the law.
Yeah, I do understand that, because the modern rules are different to what they used to be, and I do understand the stewards felt with that lock up they might have to do something. I just wish it was a bit more the old days and it had been a race incident.